Things Ellen got her guests to confess. The hot seat. They don't call it the hot seat for nothing. In traditional Ellen fashion, she comes up with quirky fun games to play with her guests and help the audience get to know them a little better. The burning question game is pretty simple, and there's not a way to win since it's just a fun get-to-know-you style spot that Ellen has come up with. The basic instructions are as follows. Ellen asks a question, you answer the question, then you press your buzzer to ring it in. Without wasting any more time, here are the things Ellen got her guests to confess.
What is the most rebellious thing you did as a teenager?
Got drunk at a marathon dance and wound up in the hospital getting my stomach pumped.
Number 10. Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock revealed the co-star who was the most fun to kiss, who was also her first celebrity crush. If you're thinking Keanu Reeves, then you thought right. On the bright side, for every question she responded to correctly, which is technically all questions asked, Sandra was getting $1,000 for charity. During her episode, Sandra confessed her worst decision as a teen was getting drunk at a marathon dance and getting rushed to the hospital to get her stomach pumped. She was also open enough to share her hidden talent, which involved twisting a cherry stem with her tongue. If you think that sounds crazy, Sandra proceeds to shock the audience with some more when she revealed to have free swam with sharks while deep diving, intentionally. Not sure if it's a thing, but no thanks. When asked about her favorite body part, Sandra seemed to be obsessed with her shoulders. Closing off her episode, everyone was left speechless to find out the most crazy thing she'd ever done for money. If you didn't know, Sandra was once a dancer in college who opened for drag queens in North Carolina. On the bright side, after the episode, she walked away with $20,000 thanks to Shutterfly.
What's a hidden talent of yours?
I am an excellent cook.
Oh, well,
Is that a talent?
It's not hidden.
Number 9. Khloe Kardashian. Kim, Kourtney, and Kendall have all answered Ellen's burning questions. Now, it was Khloe's turn. When Khloe got to the burning seat, everyone wanted some juicy drama on Kylie's pregnancy. However, she was able to reveal to Ellen and fans some great facts about herself. Aside from thinking Tristan was the sexiest man alive at the time, Khloe confessed that as a teenager, she was really wild, and even once stole her mother's car only for it to catch fire. No one was harmed though. It turns out it wasn't even her fault in the first place. Her car was parked right next to a car that was set on fire by a furious girlfriend, who had found out her boyfriend was cheating, and that was how she got caught. Her burning question segment was among the most interesting, especially when she got to do an impression of Kim, who never smiles. If you didn't know who gets her starstruck, well, thanks to Ellen, you now know Khloe is all about Michael Jackson, whom she met while she was still very young. Khloe also reveals Brad Pitt as her first celebrity crush and even shares with Ellen what ticks her off about her family.
Oh, she didn't like it. So there's no point of this.
No, there's no point.
You just like
You
having
can even do it before or during.
Number 8. Justin Bieber. We could tell how excited Ellen's audience was when Justin got on stage. Everyone just wanted to tap him as he moved around saying hi to everybody. From the looks of things, he seemed pretty nervous and couldn't wait to start on the burning questions with Ellen. When asked what he did for his birthday, Justin downplayed everything by claiming it wasn't anything big, yet his wife had a whole planner decorating his house and setting up a romantic movie theme for him. Speaking of his wife, Justin reveals that she wasn't a huge fan of his mustache, so he had to keep it clean. It was nice how considerate he was of her, since when Ellen asked about how many kids he wanted, he mentioned it was up to her, since it was her body. Not only that, he seemed to be so in love that he knew how she smelt and even had pet names for each other. Ellen got Justin to reveal to the audience what his favorite pet name was, and it was Goo Goo. The segment comes to an end after Justin tries to say something sexy in a Canadian accent, as well as a celebrity impression, which the audience loved.
I go downstairs and rummage through the kitchen and eat whatever I can find, and it's really less like a human being and more like a raccoon in a dumpster.
Number 7. Taylor Swift. Taylor's episode started with a bang as Ellen asks her for the title of her next single, which Taylor refuses to reveal. When asked what she does if she doesn't find sleep at night, Taylor reveals that she sleep eats, and not in a humanly way, but in the way raccoons rummage through dumpsters. This concludes Ellen to think that Taylor must have an underlying issue since she eats while she's still sleeping and never remembers the next morning. When asked what was the most rebellious thing she did as a teenager, it turns out she did it while on Ellen. Can you guess what it is? Well, according to Taylor, putting Joe Jonas on blast on The Ellen Show was the most notorious thing she ever did as a teenager. We get to find out who Taylor's first kiss was, and it turns out it was her high school boyfriend named Drew. If you didn't know what Taylor would carry to a friend's dinner party, then you now know it's some white wine. When it comes to watching stuff on television, it seems Taylor is up to date with the latest releases since she found it hard to narrow it down just to one single favorite. On to the hardest question anyone could ever be asked. Ellen asked Taylor to describe herself, which she responded with, curious, cat lover, making it one word, romantic.
She keeps me in this crazy world when I'm freaking out and stressed and going, what's happening? She texts me the most positive, optimistic things.
Number 6. Michelle Obama. Getting the former First Lady to play burning questions is not a regular occurrence for most, but Ellen and Michelle share a unique friendship. In this episode, Ellen asked Michelle some of the most absurd questions, including what items she's ever stolen from the White House. Michelle, who revealed she loved the nickname Mitch, shocked the audience when she confessed to having liked older men when she was younger, and even had a huge crush on Jermaine Jackson of the Jackson 5. She even shocks Ellen by confessing that she's even stolen napkins from the White House bathroom. Michelle's impression of her husband was everything since it was on point. Her daughters even seem to enjoy this the most since it's what makes them laugh. When asked what Obama does best for her, this was the best answer yet. She said everything. Even though talking to pets seems like something a crazy pet owner would do, Michelle has super long talks with her dogs and even asks them about their day, which is contrary to what Ellen does with hers. Ellen tries to put Michelle in an awkward position when asked to choose between her and Oprah, but Michelle chooses Ellen and even continues to suggest they take a trip across America. Ellen reveals that she enjoys Michelle's company due to her constant positivity and approach towards life.
Why wasn't I invited to Kylie's birthday party?
Number 5. Kris Jenner. Ellen got Kris to reveal which of her kids she thinks is the smartest, and she does. Could you guess who she says? Comment below and find out next. Watching this particular episode was very interesting, since Kris was very straightforward with her answers and was also fun while answering them. When asked what item she kept by her bedside table, Kris was sure Ellen wanted her to reveal some other intimate items. Kris is known to always be around her daughters, and choosing a favorite for her depends on the day since it's never the same. On that particular day, it was Kendall. To a rather tricky question that Kris refused to answer, Ellen asked why she was never invited for Kylie's birthday party. Kris kept pressing the button vigorously so Ellen could proceed to the next question. Ellen finds out what she does when she can't sleep at night. Ellen found out what she does when she can't sleep at night, what her boyfriend gives best, and her smartest daughter. Well, if you guessed Kim, then you're right. Even though she's the smartest, Kris still doesn't understand Kim's biker short fashion trend.
Who was your first celebrity crush?
Probably Jennifer Aniston.
Number 4. Harry Styles. Harry Styles reveals his guilty pleasure on The Ellen Show, working out to One Direction. First of all, someone needs to take Harry back for some biology classes because the guy was failing during burning questions. When he was asked by Ellen which are his 3 favorite parts of a woman, he responded with eyes, smile, and character. That wasn't the only funny thing he said. During a blunt response, Harry also revealed that his most recent lie was saying that he wanted to play Ellen's burning questions. As most people wanted to know of his relationship status, Harry revealed that he was very much single. Fans also got to find out that if he wasn't a musician, his career would be a florist. Looks like there was a mix-up in the list because there's no number 3.
I usually hold her on my shoulders and
Right.
look in the mirror and I go like, yeah, like this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Number 2. Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper effortlessly answered Ellen's questions like he'd mastered them before. When asked about what celebrity he's confused for, he confessed that many people tell him that they resemble Bradley Cooper, which isn't very pleasing because it's true. Ellen proceeds to ask him where he puts his Grammy Award, as well as things he does to make his daughter laugh. He demonstrates the goofily dance he was describing to Ellen, and indeed, it's the most cheesy thing to watch him do. His scariest moment was bungee jumping, which he'd done twice. This led him to asking Ellen where the awkwardest place a fan has ever tried to greet her, and she revealed at a washroom stall.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it, it really works.
I've got to say, sorry, let me just get this right. I give the answer, then I do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Very, very important.
Okay.
Number 1. Simon Cowell. The star of America's Got Talent and former American Idol judge stopped by the Ellen DeGeneres show, and he was completely stumped. Their recent reunion has got to be his hysterical failure during a game called Burning Questions. Well, it seems that Simon's a bit caught up in the wonder of it all and hysterically keeps smashing his buzzer at all the wrong times. Ellen tries to help this fella out at one point, but it's not working for him. Ellen DeGeneres' audience is left in stitches after Simon Cowell completely botches a hilarious game of Burning Questions. Usually, the game goes like this. Ellen asks her famous guests a burning question, the guest answers the question, then presses the buzzer in front of them. Simple, right? Aside from never knowing the correct time to press the buzzer, Simon gave some pretty hysterical, overindulgent answers. What do you sleep in at night? I've already told you. Pajamas, Simon said after pressing the buzzer. All right, but you answer first and then you hit that, Ellen replied. This would be the first of many times she would be reminding him of the rules. Who's the sexiest member of One Direction? Simon pressed the buzzer and said, so let me just get this right. I give the answer, then I press the buzzer. Yeah, Ellen replied. It's very important. If I give the answer to that one, I will get killed by their fans, so I'm ducking out, Simon eventually said. The rest of the questions are accompanied by some crazy answers from Simon, who is indeed one of the most interesting celebrities to have on this segment of Ellen.